Did you know that the iconic swoosh, just a simple curved line drawn for $35, has evolved into a symbol worth tens of billions of dollars? More than just a logo, it's a declaration of speed, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of pushing beyond limits, values that Nike has embodied for over half a century. Beneath the seemingly simple mesh fabric lies an entire global manufacturing system that Nike has quietly built over decades. From intricate 3D sketches to production lines that span continents, from cutting-edge laboratories to each stitch perfected by hand, every detail is meticulously crafted to convey a message of excellence. This video takes you behind that process, where technology, human ingenuity, and the instinct to win come together to forge a living symbol that moves with every stride of our era. Nike.
To the hoop, king of the air, score!
This is the moment Michael Jordan scored at Madison Square Garden in 1998, wearing the legendary Air Jordan 1s, the very shoes once banned by the NBA for violating uniform regulations. That shot carried weight far beyond the scoreboard. It marked a defining point in Nike's history. From Jordan's gravity-defying step back to Cristiano Ronaldo's thunderous strike, Nike has etched its name into moments that define victory. But in this new era, triumph is no longer measured by medals alone. It's reflected in how a brand responds to a changing world. Shoes like the Flyknit, woven from recycled plastic, the Move to Zero initiative, and Nike's commitment to carbon neutrality signal its role in building a sustainable future for sport. In the United States, Nike moves nearly 95 million pairs of shoes each year. That figure speaks not just to its dominance in the market, but to a deeper truth. Nike isn't just a brand, it's a cultural force embedded in the rhythm of modern life. The soul of every Nike shoe begins with sketches in the design studio, where creators don't just focus on form, but on the feeling of movement. The question isn't simply, what will the shoe look like? It's what experience will it deliver to the person wearing it? From that question, ideas take shape, sometimes sparked by a single curve, an element of nature, or an unexplored athletic motion. The concept starts on paper, then moves into the digital realm through 3D modeling software. Here, elements like midsole height, heel angle, toe taper, and how the upper wraps the foot are meticulously adjusted through countless iterations. Even the smallest details, like stitch placement or lace hole positions, are carefully considered, not just for visual. To validate each concept, prototypes are 3D printed and tested repeatedly within Nike's in-house development lab. Motion sensors are embedded into the shoes to capture real-time performance data as test runners move, tracking metrics like landing angle, ankle alignment, and response time under load. The collected data is then fed into AI models for deeper analysis, helping designers fine-tune every element again and again until the shoe's performance is pushed to its absolute peak. Once the design is finalized, the fabric body of the shoe, becomes the first battleground where vision meets reality. At Nike, it's not just a cover. It has to breathe, stretch, and wrap the foot like a second skin. That's where Flyknit comes in. Instead of cutting and stitching together fabric panels, this technology weaves the entire upper as a seamless structure. Each fiber programmed with precision, its density, direction, and elasticity tailored to function. The toe area is soft and flexible to allow natural bending, while the sides are tightly woven to maintain structure during sharp movements. What makes Flyknit remarkable isn't just its lightness and durability, it's also what it's made from. Over 60% of the material in today's Flyknit shoes comes from recycled polyester sourced from used plastic bottles. Each pair prevents dozens of grams of plastic waste from entering the environment, while still delivering the feel and performance of virgin material. At Nike's Material Innovation Labs, every recycled thread is pushed to its limits, stretched, torched, compressed, soaked, frozen, all to ensure that even something once discarded can be strong enough to become part of victory. The sole, the part of the shoe in direct contact with the ground, is developed by Nike through a demanding process that fuses precision engineering with high-performance materials. Depending on its purpose, Nike integrates different sole technologies: Zoom X for ultra-lightweight cushioning in long-distance running, React for responsive support in multi-directional movement, or Shocks with its signature shock-absorbing columns. Each is crafted to deliver a distinct sensation of motion. Among them, Nike Air has stood as the brand's most iconic innovation for over 40 years. These TPU Air units are heat-molded, inflated with pressurized gas, and sealed using ultrasonic waves, forming resilient chambers that compress and rebound thousands of times without deformation. Today, many modern Air units are made using recycled materials, transforming plastic waste into a vital piece of footwear technology. Once embedded into the midsole, Nike Air does more than soften impact. It returns energy, creating a light, springy stride and a movement experience that unmistakably carries the Nike signature. If turning plastic bottles into shoe soles can help reduce emissions, would you be willing to wear sneakers made from waste? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear what matters most to you: performance, experience, or sustainability. Once the Flyknit fabric is woven, it remains a soft, flat sheet, whether it's the main body, heel piece, ankle collar, or protective trim. These components are brought to a semi-automated stitching station where technicians carefully assemble them using durable nylon thread. This step does more than just piece the parts together. It reinforces high-stress zones like the ankle collar, heel, and lace rows. While Flyknit is engineered with zonal performance in mind, its edges and seams still require stitching to prevent fraying or twisting during wear. Depending on the design, some shoes also receive inner linings or internal support ribs at this stage. These additions help the upper retain its form and structure more effectively as it transitions into the thermal molding phase. After stitching is complete, the upper still lacks a defined shape. It remains a loose fabric shell that doesn't yet conform to any specific form. To lock in the silhouette and create a true three-dimensional structure, Nike turns to thermal molding. The molds are crafted from heat-resistant aluminum and designed to replicate the exact contours of the foot. Every curve, collar height, and flex angle is calculated to match both comfort and performance needs. The fabric is stretched tightly over the mold, then placed into a heat press that applies consistent pressure across the surface. Temperature and pressing time are critical. The heat must be high enough for the fibers to contract and memorize the shape, but carefully controlled to preserve elasticity and structural integrity. Within minutes, the flat material becomes a molded upper, holding its 3D form even after being removed from the mold. For Nike's signature lines like LeBron, Durant, or Ronaldo, each model uses a custom mold developed from exact foot scans and tailored to their play styles. The result is a uniquely contoured fit, engineered compression, and a silhouette that reflects the individuality of each athlete. Once the upper has been molded into shape, the next step is bonding it to the sole, bringing the entire shoe together as one unified structure. The midsole, usually made from lightweight foams like Phylon, Cushlon, or Zoom X, is prepped in advance. Both the bonding surfaces of the upper and sole are thoroughly cleaned, then coated with a specialized heat-activated adhesive. The upper is carefully aligned and lightly pressed onto the sole unit, and the assembled components are placed into a heated press system. Inside this controlled environment, with precisely managed temperature and timing, the adhesive melts just enough to flow evenly and bind the materials without excess glue or distortion. As the glue cools and sets, the connection between the fabric and sole becomes strong and seamless, transforming separate parts into a single, durable piece ready for final detailing and testing. After exiting the heat bonding system, the upper and midsole are now fused into a single unified structure. At this stage, workers conduct a preliminary inspection of the glue line, checking for uniform edges, any gaps, bubbling, or excess adhesive. Pairs that don't meet standards are separated for rework or removed from the production line altogether. Next comes the outsole. Typically made from slip-resistant rubber, a layer of specialized adhesive is evenly applied to the contact surface, and the entire sole unit is pressed together using a hydraulic machine. The pressure forces the glue deep into the foam, creating a firm, durable bond without the need for additional heat. For high-performance models, especially basketball or running shoes, the outsole is also stitched at key stress points such as the toe, lateral edge, or heel. These reinforcements improve durability and prevent delamination during intense use. The stitching is usually embedded deep within the sole or concealed with rubber trim to maintain a clean, finished look. Once the outsole is secured, the shoe is left to cool naturally and rest for a set period, allowing the adhesive to fully cure and reach maximum bond strength before moving on to the final finishing stages. Once the outsole has been pressed and stitched into place, the shoe is structurally complete. From here, it enters the final finishing zone, where every last detail is refined by hand. Certain special edition models receive custom embellishments, embroidered logos, raised decals, or unique design elements in collaboration with fashion brands, artists, or star athletes. Sometimes it's as subtle as a signed hang tag or a glowing heel tab. But these finishing touches are what distinguish a limited release. Additional components like heel loops, color-matched laces, reflective strips, or laser-etched leather patches are also hand-applied at this stage. Every element is inspected with care to ensure accuracy, aesthetic harmony, and a seamless fit within the shoe's overall design. Even after dozens of precisely calibrated machine processes, a Nike shoe always ends at human hands. For the final adjustments, the last visual check, and the touch that brings it to life. Because for Nike, what they create isn't just footwear, it's a complete experience, crafted to feel right from the very first step. After passing final inspections and hand finishing, each pair of shoes moves to the packaging zone, the last step before leaving the factory. First, the shoes are cleaned with compressed air and soft cloths to remove any dust, loose fibers, or fingerprints picked up during production. Delicate elements like metallic logos, glossy leather, or special tags are individually wrapped in thin protective paper. Next, shoe trees or form inserts are placed inside to maintain shape, and the pair is packed into a sturdy cardboard box printed with the Nike logo, lined with neatly folded tissue paper. For premium lines or limited editions, the packaging is custom designed, often featuring fabric bags, authenticity cards, or extra accessories. Each box is then labeled with a barcode, size, color code, and production batch number, before being loaded into larger shipping cartons bound for Nike's global distribution centers. From the factory floor, the journey of the shoe officially begins, and its final destination is the foot of the person who will bring it to life. Not every pair of shoes ends its journey in a landfill. At Nike, a product's life doesn't have to stop when it wears out. It can be reborn in an entirely new form. That's the vision behind Nike Grind. Through this program, worn out, damaged, or defective shoes are collected, sorted, and sent into a specialized recycling system. Rubber soles are shredded and repurposed into sports surfaces, running tracks, or even construction materials. Foam and textiles are processed into cushioning, carpet underlays, or reused in new product lines. This process does more than reduce environmental waste. It contributes to a larger mission, building a closed-loop system where every shoe is made not just to move people forward, but to help protect the planet they move on. The journey from concept sketch to a finished pair of sneakers has reached its end. But behind every layer of fabric, every tier of cushioning, and every stitch measured down to the millimeter lies an intricate ecosystem, where cutting-edge technology, rigorous manufacturing, and human craftsmanship converge to create a product meant not just to be worn, but to empower. For Nike, a shoe is never just an athletic tool. It's the result of merging motion data, real-world feedback, and a relentless drive to reach new limits, from elite athletes to everyday individuals pushing past their own. From the design studio to the molding press, from automated assembly lines to hand-stitched precision, every step is guided by a singular purpose, helping the wearer move forward with confidence. If this story has made you see Nike sneakers from a different perspective, with more layers, more meaning, support the channel by liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell so you won't miss what comes next. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments, because every honest voice helps complete the bigger picture we're building together.